them some organic good food.
Change your food, change your life. Change is good, good is right.
We're taking it to a whole nother level.
It's the cure to love and life.
Yeah.
We take good living to a whole nother level.
Come on and go with me.
Change your food, change your life.
Don't you wanna go? Don't you wanna ride on the big side?
A whole nother level.
We're taking it higher and higher and higher and higher.
That's the cure. We take good living to a whole nother level. Change your food, change your life. Change is good, good is right. We take good living to a whole nother level.
Yeah.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on when you're listening to the Change Your Food, Change Your Life show on Rainier Avenue Radio.world. I'm Dennis Weaver, your good food guide and founder of Change Your Food, Change Your Life, a fun, high-energy, good health edutainment company with song, story, and fun guests designed to inform, encourage, coach, and inspire you to make 100% organic good food choices, foods that are life-giving, not life-diminishing. Remember, eating good equals feeling good. That's the equation for the good life. That fun opening cut of Good Living you just heard is from our Change Your Food, Change Your Life presents Good Living, a compilation CD album, and its title track is performed by Anna Maria Paisley. It is the worldwide organic good food anthem with officially registered fans from Albania to Atlanta, New Zealand to Nevada, Mozambique to Montana. So the next time you hear it playing, stand. Our producer, D-Money, always does right here in the studio. You can catch D-Money on his own show, Fresh Juice, on Wednesday nights, full of cool entertainers from all over the country. You can get yourself the Good Living CD at changeyourfoodchangeyourlife.com, changeyourfoodchangeyourlife.com. On the Change Your Food, Change Your Life show, we've had guests from all around the United States, Canada, and Mexico who talk, write, grow, mine, farm, police, buy, prepare, serve, make, teach, design, package, and sing about organic good food. They create organic cosmetics, advocate and lobby for organic good food. They read to children about organic good food. They talk about the good health of organic good food. They use organic good food as therapy. They juice organic good food fruit. They grow organic cotton T-shirts. I'm wearing one right now, of course. They help with gluten-free choices, offer zero-waste, package-free shopping. They lift spirits with organic floral essences and handcraft an organic sofa so soft, you'll go, ah. Uncle Matt himself of Uncle Matt's Organic Juices, the Mistress of Mushrooms, the Healthy Human, the Rev, Ms. Healthy Way, the Salt Miner, the Professor of Pickling, Ms. Bear Life, and Sweet Bako Sweet, to name just a few of the previous guests on the Change Your Food, Change Your Life show, all working hard to make that healthful difference in your life. I've told you the story of Mary and Tina when a bean is not a bean, and I proved it costs less to live the organic good food life than not. And if that's not enough for you, we've had the Change Your Food, Change Your Life show musical. You're listening to Dennis Weaver, good food guide and host of the Change Your Food, Change Your Life show on Rainier Avenue Radio.world. Featured in Forbes, the New York Times, the Wall Street Journal, USA Today, the Dear World book by Jane Goodall, ABC, NBC, CBS, CNN, Fox, TNT, Disney, Discovery TV, NPR, Teach Middle East, and the Gulf National. His TED Talk captured more than 1 million views and ranks in the top 10 food education TED Talks of all time. And today, for you, he's on the Change Your Food, Change Your Life show. How about that? Author, educator, entrepreneur, and urban farmer, calling in from the Bronx in New York City. Having just returned from rolling around on the organic good food soil, excuse me, the rolling around on the organic good food soil at the Tanimura Antle Farm in Salinas, California, and speaking at the World School Summit in Dubai. The man with the largest organic good food farm in the Bronx, as well as the most productive organic school garden per square foot in all of New York City. The founder of the Green Bronx Machine himself, here's Stephen Ritz.
Hello, Dennis, and O's up. What up, everybody?
Welcome, Stephen, to the Change Your Food, Change Your Life show on Rainier Avenue Radio.world.
Well, thanks, and I'm excited because the borough that's known for hip-hop, and let me tell you, man, I've been dancing the whole time. Man, Dennis, where you been my life? That's a great soundtrack. But, the borough...
Good living?
Yeah,
Where you
that's
standing?
good living, man. I'm dancing, and by the way, with a perfect face for radio, I might add. The borough that has brought us hip-hop, the borough that has brought us so much can also be home to organic food. And that's why I'm so excited to be here and share this news with you today.
So are we. We surround the organic good food news in song. Why? So who are you, Stephen Ritz?
Who am I? I'm a bad man. You better watch out. I'm dangerous. I teach fifth graders to love vegetables. That's my superpower. But, in essence, who am I? Listen, first and foremost, I'm a husband, I'm a father, I'm a lifelong Bronx resident. I'm an educator and a teacher who has this fundamental belief that people should not have to leave their neighborhood to live, learn, and earn in a better one. And the most important school supply in the world is food. So if kids eat it, they grow it. And children will never be well-read if they're not well-fed. So teaching kids in communities that have limited means and access to it, to grow their own food, to create their own compost, to create what I call brown gold, which is compost, and put it outside the school and stake your claim in it and grow healthy, yummy, good stuff. That's the recipe for awesome sauce and academic success. So I'm a bad man in a cheese hat, yo.
So this follows. Why did you think you should start an organic good food garden in the very urban Bronx?
Well, anytime someone starts a question, Dennis, with why, my first response is, why the hell not? But, the bottom line is this. We knew nothing about growing food in the Bronx.
I knew this was going to be a fun show. Go ahead.
I knew nothing about growing food, and my trajectory. Listen, 15 years ago, I couldn't even tell you 10 kinds of vegetables. I thought the 4 food groups were, the Clown, the King, the Colonel, and Wendy's. So, when you learn about food, you get excited about food. And certainly, my forward into the organic food movement was actually driven by a bunch of, overage, undercredited high school kids who were addicted to marijuana because they kept talking to me about this thing called organic blunt wrap. And I was like, what the hell is organic blunt wrap? And they're like, Mr. Ritz, you wouldn't want any chemicals messing with your weed. And these are the same kids who are smoked out and going to McDonald's every night. So I thought, wow, if they're doing organic blunt wrap, maybe we should learn about organic food. And I thought, let's start with soil because we didn't have any in the Bronx. So thanks to my friends at the Bronx Zoo, I got this amazing truckload of something marvelous, brown gold. It was elephant poop. And, they didn't know it until they were knee deep in it. But the rest is history. You've got some great pictures. We started taking over abandoned city streets, building a foundation, laying down soil, creating good soil, and understanding that really soil is gold, man. It really is. And water's the new petroleum. And started doing this amazing thing, planting seeds. Plant seeds, mental seeds, business seeds, seeds of hope, seeds of opportunity. And funny thing about those plants, man, they grow. So where
do the kids think food comes from before you started?
Listen, it's tragic, not only in my community, but communities across the nation, because we've done such a good job of monetizing poverty and monetizing marginalized communities that kids believe, supermarket comes from the basement of somewhere. They are so disconnected from food. They are so disconnected from nature. In this world of attention deficit disorder, there's nature deficit disorder. A lot of kids don't even know what things look like, what animals look like. I could walk into a classroom with a box of nuggets and say, how many chickens? And the kids don't even know. Similarly, I could walk in with a live chicken and say, how many nuggets? And they have no idea what I'm talking about. So kids do food, where it's coming from, what it is. The input and the output is important.
What were the faux food choices in the Bronx before you came along? Lots of cookies and chips, I assume.
Well, listen, I'm not a superhero, so it's not about me. It's about we. Let me be clear. And I stand on the shoulders of giants. So people like Karen Washington, my buddy Will Allen, all these great organic farmers who are out there. God bless you and thank you for paving the way. Me, I'm just a renegade educator. But what am I looking at? The food choices in the Bronx, listen, are the Clown, the King, the Colonel. We have monetized kids and products in ways. There's an official, some kind of crap for everything. And we really forgot where food came from, which in my case used to be grandma's kitchen and came from the vegetable store. We don't have any of those anymore. It came from the butcher. It came from someone or somewhere you knew. Now we are so compartmentalized. so digitized. We want things, with the snap of a button. And what are the food choices? Crap. They are calorie-rich and processed food, manufactured edible synthetic substances, things that sit on shelves for years, bathed in fossil fuels that never go away and never go stale. And what are they doing? They're killing us slowly and sometimes very quickly. Cheap food has become so damn expensive, it is killing us. It's about death, disease, and disease, one single serving at a time. And I'm out to change that.
That's a great riff. You're listening to Stephen Ritz, Green Bronx Machine, growing organic good food and good people. This is the Change Your Food, Change Your Life show on Rainier Avenue Radio.world. For your Green Bronx Machine organic good food community garden, did you start off with a beautiful, clear, ready to go open piece of land?
It pulled me up. Yeah, there's just tons of that. We had tons of what I call, brick gardens, where the city comes down, knocks down an abandoned building and sprinkles it with bricks. If you call, and literally, we've had pieces of land that they have uncovered corpses in. So let me be clear. We have, when we started with an abandoned street where we took out, 4 40 cubic yard dumpsters of trash and metal, and sold it. So, we upcycled it, we sold it to get going. So, no one's giving me beautiful, clear, ready to go open pieces of land. I'd be growing something else and you wouldn't be eating if that was the case. It would be a whole different product and user experience if that's what I was getting. But, look, I welcome the opportunity to take abandoned spaces, unproductive places, and turn them into aspirational places and food-bearing spaces, places where people can come together and celebrate and grow food. Have quinceañeras, have parties, have weddings, get their hands dirty, and most importantly, have great intergenerational conversation and interaction. That's what this is about. I like to say in the South Bronx, we are growing something greater, and we are putting unity back in our community. One beautiful garden, one flower blooming plot, one bee attracting hive at a time. So
if I fly out to the Bronx, can I attend your class?
Yeah, sure. Why not? Listen, I'm here 7 days a week, literally. And that's the beauty of this work. I'm here as a full-time volunteer. It's nice not being on anyone's table of organization because no one can fire me. And as long as I keep doing good work and they give me keys to the building, I'm going to show up here every day. And it's getting started.
Tell that fun story of when your urban kid farmers were coming to work on the train. With shovels and rakes. Yeah, and the passengers thought they were on probation, work release.
Right, yeah. So, we're the only program that we commute to our farm on the subway. And when you get, a bunch of big kids and sometimes children of color on the train, carrying work tools, no one thinks they're going to farm. They think it's probation or it's community service or some kind of court sentence. We have this amazing video called farming in New York, urban farming in New York City, where we're actually showing kids on the farm underneath the subway, and they show up on the train and people are freaking out. They think I'm there with a bunch of probationees, but these are really, and there's nothing wrong with that either, because probationees, adults, everybody, no one gets it right the first time. So I'm a big believer in second, third, and fourth opportunities. And let me be clear about that. But everybody deserves an opportunity to grow their own food and to experience the beauty of nature. And when you experience nature, we experience nurture. And when people nurture, we embrace our better nature. Go ahead, Dennis. I talk too much.
No. On your videos, you say passion, purpose, hope. Love that trio. Put your meaning to it, please.
Listen, passion is what moves you. Purpose is what drives you. And hope is what gets me up every morning. I've gone from passion, purpose, and hope to imagine, because every day I want to imagine a bigger, brighter future. To believe, I actually believe I'm going to get shiznit done. And Lord help me, I do. And then I act. And it was inspired by my dear friend, Michael Bacher, then at Google and now at the Culinary Institute of America, to imagine, believe, and act, and give students, the opportunity to have belief, agency, and identity. I want kids to imagine a bigger, brighter world. I want them to think about things and places and spaces and health outcomes and opportunities they've never imagined. So passion, purpose, and hope gets me up every day. I want my children to imagine, believe, and act. And then I want children to believe, have belief, agency, and develop identity. Don't give it away on Facebook or Instagram or whatever that, crap is. Build your own brand and make it.
I'm sure a kid sitting in your class with your enthusiasm would get up and run to the places you want him to go.
Listen, I'm blessed. Understand something. I started teaching in 1984, long before the internet, even before MTV, where the only kind of moonwalking my kids knew about was what Michael Jackson was doing, singing to his song. And I had a tough group of kids. So I had to learn at a quick age how to entertain young people and keep them in my classroom in ways you couldn't imagine. But, the reality is children, everybody have so much to offer. And while we're all very quick to speak, part of it is also we've got to be better at listening. And when you listen to people and you value lived experience and you cultivate a seed or a dream or a person, amazing things happen. And that's what this movement is about. Yeah, I grow vegetables, but what am I really growing? I'm growing people and communities. The vegetables take care of themselves. Look, I'll tell you the truth, Dennis. I've killed more plants than I've grown. And I've grown 300,000 pounds. But I've never killed a person or a student, and that's what this work is about. It's really about, growing people, growing community, growing opportunity, and growing hope.
Well, you've said when we change our dinners, we change our destiny. How so?
Well, look, seeds represent genetic potential. And it's my job to make sure all my seeds, who are my children, reach their genetic potential. But, we're so quick to blame ourselves or everybody else for what our problems are. Shakespeare once said, our fault lies in ourselves, not in our stars. And, we're quick to say, oh, it's birthplace. No, it's not birthplace. It's breakfast. Oh, it's lineage. No, it's not lineage. It's lunch, especially if you're eating crap. And big bone runs in my family. It's not DNA. It is your dinner, and what you put into your body affects what comes out of your body and the size, shape, and health of your body. So I like to say input equals output. I hear some music. I'll shut up.
From your direct observations, how do children benefit from better food, health, alertness, do better in school?
Listen, all of the above. Look, I'm in the poorest congressional district in America. 5 long degrees and only 2 miles of separation come between me and one of the wealthiest zip codes in the world. And guess what? Life expectancy there is 15 years greater. So if you don't think it's food, wake the fuzznuck up. You can't go to the Upper East Side and get 13,000 flavors of malt liquor in a grocery store and no fresh food. So it's really about food. Input equals output. You wouldn't put vinegar in a Porsche if you went out and bought one. So why are we putting piss and poison in our kids? Because we've so disconnected them and monetized them. And quite frankly, the celebritization of food, which is really heinous and egregious, has created a false market and a false sense of security for these kids. So we really got to get kids back to where it comes from. The ground, the soil, the seeds, each other, community. And the most important thing is, growing your own food. Look, Ron Finley said it. I'll give him credit for it. Growing your food is a license to print money. When you look at what's going on across this great nation, farmers who sell their food and who sell it at a premium product do really well. And, I've never seen a child in my class that says, oh, Mr. Ritz, when I grow up, when I get through school, and coming to school in these communities and in rural communities can be really tough. And we could talk about what it means to be poor in America. But I've never seen a kid say, oh, I'm going to go to school for 16 years so I can stand behind the French fry machine in a bulletproof window in a cheap polyester suit and make French fries. I've never seen that. I've never seen that happen. And again, it's my elders. It's our forefathers. It's our forebearers. Look at Karen Washington. Look at, the story of me and the cheese addicts when I went out to visit my buddy, Will Allen. He's like, Steve, how many acres of land are you farming? And I'm like, Will, WTF? And that's not, wow, that's fantastic. I'm like, Will, WTF is an acre. And he's like, oh man, you really are. I'm farming classrooms. And he's like, listen, you got to come out and see what an acre of land is. And when you see guys like Will doing it, when you understand how Karen has impacted our community with her leadership, whether kids are eating the vegetables or not, it's that leadership, it's that wisdom, it's that peace, it's that place of sanctuary that really allow us to reimagine our lives as residents. And that's what this work is about for me. that's the beauty of it. I'm still getting I don't even know the formula for photosynthesis. It's out there. I haven't found it yet. I hope no, and then I'll out myself before someone turns me in.
You'll find it.
Yeah. More importantly, a kid will find it and tell me, and that's what this work is about. Staying stupid.
This is the Change Your Food, Change Your Life show on Rainier Avenue Radio.world, and you're listening to Stephen Ritz calling in from the Bronx, New York City, talking fresh, organic, good food in a very urban setting. What's the distribution of your fresh, organic, good food, vegetables? Who ends up enjoying, benefiting from your healthy, tasty work?
So my neighbors, my communities, my students, their parents, their grandparents. Listen, we have right here. And this whole thing started as a mistake. Listen, I put a garden outside to bring senior citizens in so we could create a safety zone in the street. That's why we put a garden here at first. We didn't know you could eat that stuff. We just wanted flowers. But when Granny came, and started talking about collard greens and squash, it got interesting. But what I really did is put a farm outside to bring senior citizens in to control some of the criminal element in our community. Because I got news for you, criminals aren't afraid of the police, but they sure are afraid of their grandparents. So, I didn't want to arrest anybody. I wanted to arrest behavior. But, when you can grow good, wholesome, organic, tasty food in a community that has limited means and limited access to it and give it away all year long, amazing shiznit happens. Now, we have the number one, and it's about cultivating a palate. Listen, I couldn't tell you the difference 10 years ago between broccoli and turnips and mustard greens and arugula. Now I love it all. And the crazy thing is once you cultivate that palate, the things that used to taste good or you thought tasted good, you really understand how toxic they are. So our food literally goes 0 miles to plate. It goes from garden to the community. Our kids are connecting with farmers and traditionally, and now more than ever, farmers of color, which is really important, that are across the state and across the nation. We have the number one fresh fruit and vegetable program in all of New York City. And that's important. That's not only important for these kids' health, it's important for the economy. Because what do we know about local organic food? Every dollar that passes locally goes through 8 more hands locally. And that's the kind of ROI I like, as opposed to, our money going far away to, some big corporate entity that, goes out and buys a yacht and comes back and craps on my neighborhood new product 10 years later.
Not wanting to interrupt the conversation, but we've just been given a sign by our producer that we're almost out of time. So with the last remaining moment, Salinas, California, Dubai, back home to the Bronx today. Quickly, we're off to next.
Where am I off to next? Heaven. And heaven is right here in my classroom. The bell's going to ring in 10 minutes. I'm getting 35 kids. We're coming in here, and we're going to be cooking. We're going to be sharing. We're going to be talking about what we're doing right after the holidays. And wherever I go, there you are. But wherever your feet are, that's an opportunity to make epic happen. So I go where the wind blows me. I'm a wild seed. I do have some big plans. I can't share all of them with you right now. But the most important place that I could be at any given moment is in front of children. And it's my belief, Dennis, that from our humble corner of the globe, we just might change the world one classroom at a time, one garden at a time, one appetite at a time, one organic salad at a time. So O's up from the boogie down. It is hip hop, barbershop, and really good fresh organic food. Damn it. Get some.
Well, thank you so much, Stephen, for the show today and for all your energy around the Green Bronx machine and your commitment to improve the lives of many.
Well, thank you.
If you go to YouTube and enter Farm Raising in the Bronx, you can see Stephen in his patented floppy yellow hat and catch the fun, uplifting video full of smiles and pride that shows we're in good hands with Stephen Ritz and the Green Bronx Machine. Again, that's Farm Raising in the Bronx on YouTube. Does the Change Your Food, Change Your Life show on Rainier Avenue World, bringing the most interesting guests or what? This time it's Stephen Ritz with all of his energy, founder, Green Bronx Machine. Don't ever miss an episode of the Change Your Food, Change Your Life show or you'll be sorry and you won't be as smart and healthy as you should be. Thank you again, Stephen.
You got it.
I'm going to say it. Passion, purpose, hope.
Si se puede. From the Bronx to the world, make epic happen. You heard?
You've been listening to Stephen Ritz, founder, leader, inspiration, Green Bronx Machine. This is the Change Your Food, Change Your Life show on Rainier Avenue Radio.world. in the weeks following. Sometimes you'll spend the full half hour with me, your good food guide, other times with live studio guests and calling guests as Stephen did today. Coming up, more organic good food stars and their stories, some trashy talk with Caitlin, maybe the return of the Tea Master. And yes, of course, we're still waiting for her, our internationally acclaimed designer, darling Nina Morner-Jones, when she returns from London to Hollywood. She's getting closer, was in the south of France for a while, collaborating with an Italian designer. Organic good food has its glam, you know. Check out Nina's rompboutique.com. Yeah, that's rompboutique.com. She sent me a note from London about her new collection with pictures. Romp and roll, baby. And as Nina says, stay wild and organic. In the meantime, feel free to call me, your good food guide, Dennis, at 425-774-8971, 425-774-8971, or email changeyourfood@hotmail.com, changeyourfood@hotmail.com. Follow me on X at changeyourfood. You can get yourself a copy of the songs you've heard today, Good Living, as we go out, Go O, and our Good Living compilation CD album at changeyourfood.changeyourlife.com, changeyourlife.com. There's 16 tracks on the CD, 16 songs that celebrate the joy organic good food brings to life. You've been listening to Dennis Weaver, host of the Change Your Food, Change Your Life show and Good Food Guide on Rainier Avenue World. And calling in from the Bronx, New York City, it's Stephen Ritz, founder, inspiration, the Green Bronx Machine, making that healthful difference in the lives of many. And be sure to get yourself the hot new Rainier Avenue app so you can take Stephen and me with you. It's free, videos, live broadcasts, and all the radio shows wherever you are. Change your food, change your life. Begin living the organic good food life, and the rest of your life may be the best of your life. You'll have no anxiety. You'll feel better than when you began. You'll probably look better, have more energy, and be a few pounds lighter. Well, then why not change your food, change your life forever? So we wish each and every one of you in the audience our very, very best, and that you may find your good health and happiness as we have. Thank you for listening. O's up to your health.